This is Stewardship on the Homestead. My name is Jim Williams, and this is our little piece of property here. It's nothing big, it's nothing fancy, it's nothing shiny, but I will say that it's something that we can use to the glory of God, to be good stewards, and to be moving toward a more sustainable lifestyle. And so that's exactly what the plan is here. If you go back and check out our previous videos, you will have seen that we have worked on this greenhouse in order to grow more vegetables outside, extend our growing season even beforehand with growing seed, starting seed in the greenhouse, and then extending it with especially leafy greens going into the wintertime. I also have a structure that's going up that's going to be used for storage of gardening tools and different things, feed and things of that sort. It's going up, and there'll be videos about that soon. I don't have those on here yet. And also we have a chicken coop build back there, as well as just general gardening things. So today we're going to be doing a few different things to prepare the garden plot for planting. I'm going to be laying out some landscape fabric on one side that lines the fence. That way we can keep down all that grass. I'm going to be mulching that side as well. And then also going to be working on getting the ground prepared to put down the onions, because at this point we are only about 2 weeks before last frost, and if I don't get the onions down soon, then I may not do them at all. And I definitely want to get those Walla Walla onions down and into the ground. So lots of stuff going on here today, and follow along with me, and I'll show you what I got going. I have a separate fence I'm going to put to surround the garden, just a garden fence. And it's really difficult when all this stuff starts coming out from the fence line, which I just went back and I trimmed up all this along the fence line, and I tried to make it look good and well, better manicured. But mostly the thing is pushing everything away, and also we have some tick issues, so I want to try to cut back on the tick issues as much as possible. So anyway, with the grass here, I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to have a bunch of weeds and grass growing up that I got to struggle with and struggle against. So I'm just going to put down that mulch along the fence line, and then there'll also be area where I can walk along there more easily, and I can trim up the fence line better throughout the spring and the summertime. There's a tick on my arm right now. These things are out of control. The mulch is down that I'm going to put down for now, and then we'll just work on this later. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but it will. It'll come together, and I think you'll see as piece by piece fits together. I think you'll see what's going on. So next after this, I'm going to be working on getting the onions into the ground, which is a really big deal. Okay, we're here with our onion trays, and these have been drying out now for a little over 3 weeks, something like that. And so I've got to get these in the ground. They're in hibernation right now. Most of these hopefully are still going to be just fine. And these are Walla Walla Onions. These came from Dixondale Farms. They send out information. There's all kinds of information on their website too. And there are videos and all kinds of stuff that you can find. They prefer a pH of, I think it's 6.2 to 6.8. Yeah, 6.2 to 6.8 pH. And so that's an acidic pH. I'm going to head out here in just a minute. I'm going to check the pH of our soil. And so what I have here is a Luster Leaf Rapid Test pH soil tester. And this one includes 10 tests. And so you can find this one or others like it. Okay, you can see there that it's right at that fill line. And so next we're going to be adding the tablet. Put that entire tablet inside. Now at this point I'm just going to fill it all the way up to that line. And now I'm just going to shake it up real good. And we'll see, Anna, we'll see what it says, right? Mm-hmm. I expected that we'd have to make the soil a little bit more acidic, but actually our soil is closer to between a 6.0 and a 6.5 in pH. For now, anyway, I got to get out there and I got to till that row. Again, I'm just going to do a shallow till, and then we're going to put compost on top of it. So what I'm going to do is this whole row here, I'm going to take a garden rake over this and just pull out big clumps and set those aside, actually throw them in the compost. And then I'm going to come back over this and with a hoe and just make a nice, about a 2-foot row. So I like 2 foot, I like 2 foot to 3 foot rows as far as in width. That way it's easy to reach. And you know, it's just about the perfect width. 3 foot really to me is the perfect width, but given our small space here, I'm using 2 foot rows as far as 2 foot in width, and this row is about 20 foot in length. So that's what we have going on here. So I'm going to get that done, and then Lord willing, if the sun doesn't set on me before I can do it, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to put these onions into the ground. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, well, actually the first thing we did was put down compost after I cultivated the ground. Now I'm going to add some bone meal. So bone meal, this is organic bone meal, and as it says, organic source of phosphorus and calcium. So what that's going to do is it's going to promote root growth, which I definitely want. These onions, Anna, would you go grab an onion for me? These onions, you know, they already have the roots on there, but they've been pulled out of the ground once and they went into hibernation, and so we need to encourage these little guys to grow those roots and connect with the soil and the compost and pull up all that good stuff. So the bone meal is going to help us to do that. So I'm going to put down some bone meal, and then I'm going to just very lightly cultivate that into the ground, and then we'll go ahead and plant these onions. So I'm going to put down these onions first here. These are the bigger ones, and we're going to space these out about 4 inches. We want to space them out 4 inches to make sure there's room once they start to grow and get bigger. If we want them to get full size, then we need to be spacing them out at least 4 inches. These onions need to be planted about 1 inch into the ground, and so 1 inch is about there to my knuckle. So I'm just going to poke the hole down to my knuckle, my first knuckle, and then put these into the ground just one by one down the row. I didn't think that we'd have a full row of onions. I thought we'd have about a half a row, but we ended up only having about 1/3 of a row, which that's perfectly fine because with these being the kind of onions they are, they're not going to keep all that well. A few months maybe, and that's in the perfect conditions, so this is fine. On this side here, we have our green onions, so we'll pick these throughout the season. Just pick them straight out of the ground and eat them, you know, put them on a salad or whatever it might be, or just eat them as they are. And the ones here on this side, these are the larger ones. They're spaced further apart, and those are the ones that I'm going to try to let grow bigger. If you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and also hit the notification bell. When you hit the notification bell, YouTube will notify you once we have a new video that's been uploaded, so you can keep up with all the stuff we have going on here. All right, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon.